Small changes can lead to remarkable results. That's the core message of Atomic Habits by James Clear. We've all been there, setting ambitious goals, promising ourselves to stick with them, and starting strong, only to find ourselves slipping back into old patterns after a few days or weeks. It's frustrating, and it can make us feel like we lack the willpower or motivation to change. But what if the problem isn't with us? What if it's with the way we're approaching change? James Clear's Atomic Habits reveals a powerful yet simple truth. Sustainable change doesn't come from setting massive goals. It comes from making small, consistent improvements over time. If you improve by just 1% every day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. But if you decline by 1% each day, you'll find yourself in a much worse place than when you started. Clear argues that success isn't the result of one big breakthrough. It's the result of small daily habits that compound over time. This idea is both encouraging and practical. We tend to believe that success requires massive action, that we need to overhaul our lives, work harder, or push ourselves to extremes to get the results we want. But the reality is that true change comes from small, consistent steps. Clear presents a science-backed framework that shows how to make good habits inevitable and bad habits impossible. He combines insights from psychology, neuroscience, and personal experience to offer a clear roadmap for building positive habits, breaking bad ones, and reshaping your identity from the inside out. Clear's journey toward understanding the power of habits began with a life-altering injury. In high school, he suffered a severe baseball accident that left him with broken bones and a long road to recovery. During his rehabilitation, he realized that motivation and willpower alone weren't enough to get him back on track. Instead, he focused on small, consistent habits, going to bed at the same time every night, eating better, and exercising for just a few minutes each day. These small changes, though seemingly insignificant, began to build momentum. Over time, they improved not only his physical health but also his mental clarity and overall well-being. This personal experience laid the foundation for his research on habits. He realized that success isn't about setting big goals. It's about building systems that make small, positive actions part of your daily life. Atomic Habits distills years of research and experimentation into a straightforward system based on 4 key principles that govern human behavior. Make it obvious. Make it attractive. Make it easy. And make it satisfying. The first principle is to make the habit obvious. Every habit starts with a cue, a trigger that prompts a behavior. If you want to adopt a new habit, you need to make the cue impossible to miss. This means designing your environment in a way that encourages the behavior you want to reinforce. For example, if you want to read more, place a book on your pillow or next to your coffee mug so it's the first thing you see. If you want to drink more water, keep a bottle on your desk where you can see it all day. By shaping your environment, you increase the chances of following through with positive habits. Habit stacking is another powerful technique Clear recommends. This involves linking a new habit to an existing one. For example, if you want to start meditating, you could attach it to your morning coffee routine. After I brew my coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. By connecting new habits to established routines, you make it easier to integrate them into your daily life. The second principle is to make the habit attractive. We are more likely to repeat a behavior if it's associated with something pleasurable. Clear suggests linking a new habit with an activity you already enjoy. For example, listening to your favorite music while working out or rewarding yourself with a cup of coffee after a morning run. By creating a positive emotional connection, you make the habit more appealing and increase the likelihood that it will stick. Social influence also plays a significant role. If you surround yourself with people who embody the habits you want to develop, you're more likely to adopt those behaviors. If your friends prioritize health and fitness, you'll naturally be drawn toward healthier habits. Conversely, if you spend time with people who have unhealthy habits, you'll be influenced by their behavior. The third principle is to make the habit easy. If a habit feels difficult or time-consuming, you'll naturally resist it. Clear advises starting small. The 2-minute rule, where the new habit should take less than 2 minutes to complete. Instead of setting a goal to exercise for an hour, start with do 1 push-up or put on my running shoes. The goal is to make it so easy that you can't say no. By lowering the initial barrier, you eliminate friction and make it easier to build momentum. Reducing friction is another powerful strategy. If you want to start working out, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to stop scrolling on social media, delete the app from your phone. The easier you make the desired behavior, and the harder you make the undesirable one, the more likely you are to succeed. The fourth principle is to make the habit satisfying. Our brains are wired to seek immediate rewards. If a habit feels rewarding, you're more likely to repeat it. Tracking progress is one way to create a sense of satisfaction. Crossing off a day on a calendar after completing a workout creates a visual cue that reinforces your effort. Positive reinforcement strengthens the habit loop and motivates you to keep going. Clear emphasizes that true change happens when habits become part of your identity. Instead of setting a goal to run a marathon, focus on becoming a runner. Instead of trying to quit smoking, focus on becoming a non-smoker. When your habits align with your identity, they become effortless. If you see yourself as someone who values health and fitness, exercising becomes natural. If you see yourself as a reader, picking up a book becomes second nature. One of the most valuable insights from Atomic Habits is the idea that success comes from systems, not goals. Goals give you direction, but systems drive progress. If you set a goal to lose 20 pounds, you might succeed, but if you don't build a system of healthy eating and regular exercise, you'll likely regain the weight. Focusing on systems means focusing on the daily habits that create long-term success. Clear also explores why most people fail to stick with new habits. It's not because they lack motivation or willpower. It's because their system is flawed. If your environment makes it difficult to succeed, motivation alone won't be enough. If you rely solely on willpower, you'll eventually burn out. But if you create a system where good habits are easy and bad habits are hard, success becomes inevitable. The idea that small changes can create big outcomes is both empowering and practical. Clear's framework makes it easy to understand why certain habits stick and others fail. His approach is grounded in science and real-world experience, making it both accessible and actionable. Atomic Habits isn't about quick fixes. It's about long-term transformation. The power of small habits lies in their ability to compound over time. Just as negative habits can lead to decline, positive habits can create exponential growth. Small changes, repeated consistently, lead to remarkable results. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Start small. Focus on the system, not the goal. Build habits that align with your identity. The effects may seem subtle at first, but over time, they will accumulate into significant and lasting change. Small habits may feel insignificant in the moment, but they are the building blocks of greatness.